What's good, people? It's about that time to randomly relate reverse rants, no hate. Now, I want you guys to listen to an interview, with Tim Bradley on FightHype.com. And I want you guys to pay attention to something. I've been telling you guys for the longest, okay? I'm someone who knows what goes on behind the scenes, what goes on to the public, what they want you to know versus what they don't want you to know, okay? And as fighters, um, it's a lot that goes into you being a marketable fighter in the eyes of people. And this is what people don't seem to understand. You think guys like Gary Russell, you think guys like Terrence Crawford, and whoever else may be out there that you might look at and go, yo, that dude can fight. Why is he not as popular as this guy? How come you guys still don't get it? I keep telling you guys, this is a business. You guys are not going to listen, you can't fight forever. The money you make, you need to make wise investments. You need to save your money. You need to have a plan for life after boxing. If you make enough money that you can just live off of it or whatever it is you choose to do, hey, so be it. It's your life. But what I'm saying is these fighters, most of them, they're not living the way you think they are. It's a lot that goes on. I just want y'all to listen. This video is like 4 minutes and 15 seconds long. Timothy Bradley is talking about, you'll hear the questions he's asked and answered, but this is a business, okay? You guys got to fight. You got to look good in your wins. You got to take it serious, but you guys also, you need to have fun with it and understand it's not going to last forever. Nothing is. But your career as a boxer is going to be shorter than any other type of career. It's amongst the shortest of careers. That's going to bring you big money, possibly, okay? But it's short-lived, man. When you walk away from boxing, if you don't have money saved, if you don't have a plan B, a lot of fighters, like I said, the majority of them, they end up broke, and they're back to living just as they was, or just a little bit better. Just pay attention to this interview and just listen to what Tim Bradley saying. And anybody who knows me know Tim Bradley says a lot of shit I don't agree with when it comes to his opinion about certain fighters and stuff like that, and that's fine. We all have a difference of opinion, that's fine. But I'm digging what he's talking about in this right here. Let's go.
The two Charlo brothers, the one Jamal just fought, got that decision on Montiel. And what do you think of Jermell going to be the first undisputed champion if he can win July 17th?
Oh, that's great. That's great. I like the Charlo'S. I enjoy those guys. Those guys are great for the sport. I just love their nature, man. I love their nature. I like how they present themselves. They got a lot of dog in them, The Montiel fight was a good fight. I thought it was a great fight. Montiel did very well. Very awkward. Yeah, but sometimes awkward is good. Sometimes awkward is good, as you can see. It kind of throws you off when you're not used to certain things coming from the as far as like the timing, like the jab is thrown weird, different. The right hand.
Pause.
At unexpected times, when guys have really good off rhythm, they fight. It's really difficult to deal with any fighter, when you don't see the conventional way of throwing something being thrown at you. It's difficult. So that's why Pacquiao has success a lot. A lot of stuff he does is unconventional. But I'm glad that he went through that. It's only good for him. It's only right. If you don't struggle, if you don't go through some things, bro, you're not gonna build. You're not gonna get better.
Right.
Anything in life, you gotta go through some trials and tribulations. And I was telling my wife this. I was like, our kids got it easy. I said we gotta start making them. We gotta start making them struggle a little bit. Our kids got it easy, man. Everything handed to them. I'm like, man. I said, but when we grew up, nothing was handed to us at all. We had to go out and get it, earn it. And not that my kids don't earn it. They earn it in other ways. But I'm just saying, it's just too easy for them. Too easy. So if you don't struggle a little bit, how can you look forward, man? How can you get better? How can you improve? So I'm glad that he did. He's gonna come back, straighten himself out, just like Shakur Stevenson. If you listen, just like you, Shakur. Got number love for you, brother. Number love for you, man. And I still think he's gonna be a top dog in pound for pound, and still gonna be reigning at the top. There's no doubt in my mind, my man. You know what I mean? But I got gotta say what needs to be said, not only for the fans at home, but also what I feel deep down inside, because I know you're a better fighter than that. There's no doubt in my mind, dog. And if I gotta say what I need to say to bring it out of you, then I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna say, because I don't give a damn what anybody think of me.
You're one of, like Shaq says on Inside the NBA, you're one of the few with G16 certification.
I did it. Been there, done that. I'm letting you know. And I'm on the other side, so you getting free knowledge. I'm on the other side now. So we sit in meetings and we talk about y'all. We do. We talk about everybody in meetings. Whether it's good, some is bad. You know what I'm saying? But you got to understand that this is a business. I'm serious, man. This is a business. Entertainment, man. You know? And some fighters get it, some fighters don't. It's not about just winning. If you want to make that big money, it's about how you win. All right? And how you present yourself outside the ring, carry yourself inside the ring as well. So it's a balance. It's a serious balance, man. And a lot of young fighters need to understand that and learn that as soon as possible. All right? Learn that as soon as possible. And save your damn money. Save your money. Sick of all y'all walking around with all the damn chains and stuff. That don't mean anything. I don't change. I don't got no chain on. I got a nice watch. I was grown. Grown man told me, get a nice watch. That's all you need. I got one watch, nice watch. That's all I need. I'm good. I don't need no chains. I don't need none of that stuff. I don't need no Bentley to make me feel some certain way. I don't need none of that stuff, man. I'm good. Because that right there don't make you great. It makes you stupid because you spend all your money on material things instead of buying assets, things that's going to make you money.
Thank you, Tim. Thank
no
you.
doubt.
Great show tomorrow.
Boom.
Thank you.
Now, let me say this, because I everybody got their own thing. My kids get everything they need and want. And I explain to them, I teach them. I've took them to my old neighborhood. I let them see how we living now and look at the neighborhood that I grew up in. And it's like, wow, they see it's a difference from night and day. So there's, everybody have their way of how they raise their kids and what they teach them. And I have nothing to really say about that. To each his own with that. Now, I'm talking about the business side of things. And the sport itself. This is something that a lot of people, for some reason, I don't care. I just want to see this. I keep telling you guys, it is not as simple as you think. You think people just sit there, hey, Bob, yeah, Shakur Stevenson versus Gervonta Tank Davis next week. Oh, no problem. What time's good for you? No problem. Done. Doesn't work like that. Networks do not want certain fights. They don't believe in it. So they shop fights around from one place to the next. So a lot of times these fights have been in the makings, been in the works for like a whole fucking year before somebody finally says, you know what, we'll take that fight. And the thing, like he's saying, it's not just because you win, but how you look winning. The things that you do inside, outside the ring. Now, when you hear me say shit like these guys that are avoiding Terrence Crawford is making way more money than him. Okay, they're in a better position than him. He has a title, but nobody cares. You guys still don't get it, do you? Let me give you an example of something, okay? Let me use a professional wrestling reference. Do you guys remember there was a wrestler called the Honky Tonk Man? Remember him? And remember this motherfucker had that Intercontinental Championship for over a fucking year? And I don't know about you guys, but I'm one of those kids that was like, I want somebody to beat the shit out of Honky Tonk Man. I just like his whole character, him coming out that guitar, that stupid little, his fake Elvis Presley impersonations and all that. And it was like, I wanted him to lose so bad. Because for one, I thought he was corny as fuck. I just had no interest in his character, but I'm looking at him like, how's this guy beating everybody, right? Why do they see him? I'm a little kid, mind you. Well, remember when the Ultimate Warrior came out, ran to the ring, the crowd went nuts, lost their shit, and the match was like 31 seconds, beat him, took his belt after nobody could beat him. That was a huge win for him, right? And that put him on a pedestal quick, like, oh shit, finally somebody beat him. So now everybody's crazy about the Ultimate Warrior, not just because he won, but because the way he won. The way he won. And after over a year of having to watch the Honky Tonk Man come out here and shake, rattle that shake, rattle and roll shit he was calling and all that. And okay, do you understand what I'm saying? The Ultimate Warrior wasn't the best wrestler. He was energy. Clothesline, body slam, double axe handle off the top rope, throw you on this shit. He was a bruiser. He wasn't a wrestler. He was a bruiser. So, yeah, there may have been guys that was technically better, but just like Hulk Hogan, they was a draw. People watched. People got into their character. So they were more character based than they were wrestlers. Do you understand what I'm saying? In boxing, you got some character. Look at Adrian Broner. Adrian Broner lose all his big fights, but by far, you say Adrian Broner's name, people know who you're talking about. There's a lot of, listen, understand, when you have boxing conversations, people still talk about Adrian Broner. Nobody's really talking about Terrence Crawford, man. Now, diehards, people who are into boxing, they know who he is, good. But it's what I'm saying to you. Someone has to feel that you're marketable. Take music, for example. You got that rapper or that singer whose lyrics are all, they have substance. They mean something. Type of shit that make you go, that's deep. I like that. Then you got somebody who's just jumping around saying anything, doing some goofy ass little dance, colorful hair, ain't talking about shit, but everybody love them. You got to understand, it's a balance. It's a business. You have to have the total package. It's people just don't get it. So we can sit here all we want. Oh, I don't think it's right because somebody's just fighting for money. Don't fucking watch them. I've been saying this shit for the longest. If you feel somebody is getting into a junk fight just to make money, because understand, when you buy a pay-per-view or buy a ticket, what you're saying is, okay, I'm giving you my money, okay, for the opportunity of me watching you perform. That's what you're doing. And for you to sit there, like I've said before, don't fucking tell me no dumb shit like, oh, the only reason I bought the pay-per-view was because such and such was on it. But I don't care about his fight. Well, nobody made you do it. You chose it. I don't care why you did it. You did it. You can't blame the fighter for that. But you got to understand that when you come into that ring, when these fighters come in there, they got a lot of pressure on them. They have bad nights too. Fighters will underperform. They have nights where it wasn't there. Okay? We've seen Sugar Ray retire multiple times saying the same shit. It just wasn't there. I'm going to retire, and then he comes back, then he retires, and he comes back. It's one of these things where people just don't get it. Adrian Broner is more respected now, well, more known, rather, more popular for his antics right now than anything he does in the ring. This is why he can lose, disappear, come back, talk some shit, and then get back in the ring. Lose again, disappear for a while, talk some more shit, get back in the ring, and people still want to see him. Because, you understand? I think if Adrian Broner fought Terrence Crawford, I think Terrence Crawford beats the brakes off of him. But guess what? Terrence Crawford, just like anybody else, the same thing you hear me say about Jamal, Charlo, and anybody else about how, hey man, these guys, age is not on their side. Time's not on their side. And they better get in there and, get these fights in. Same thing. Because he's 33, 34, same thing goes for him. The fact that we respect him as a fighter, but he sits back quietly, decides to stay with a management company that's doing nothing for him, who are you going to blame for that? He has to make a decision to say, I have to do what's best for me in my career. So all of this crying about he should be doing this and that. Look, people tell me all the time, you see comments that this channel should be bigger than what it is. And I always say, you know what? It will get there, right? We're getting there. I would rather have people that's about something, that understands and have some common sense, and that's unbiased, attracted to this channel, than just to have a bunch of people hitting the like and subscribe button just because they want to be a part of a channel, and then they're on here talking a bunch of nonsense. And so somebody said that, I probably should get a gimmick. Nobody meant any harm what they were saying, but it's like, nah, it's not for me. I just give you the boxing news. But at the same time, right? You don't hear me saying, oh, how come this guy got more subscribers than me and he talking bullshit? No, they choose to do what they do. I choose to do what I do. At the same time, if I was going to complain about it, I don't feel any kind of way. I'm glad of the progression of the channel. I'm pleased with it, But what I'm saying is, if I was going to complain, what am I complaining about? What am I saying? Y'all subscribing to these motherfuckers, they talk about bullshit. No, you just got to find different ways to promote your brand. It's as simple as that. So you hear him talking about the business side of things. This is a business. I played that because I want you guys to pay attention and understand. It's more than what you know, when you sit back and look and watch from the outside, look at it and hear certain things, and then you think that this is just the way it goes. And there is a lot to go with it, man. And yeah, a lot of fighters, of course, they're all protected. They're all protected to a degree. Every one of them. Because you don't want your fighter to lose. Okay, you want to know what it's like? It's like when a football team make the playoffs, right? That last game that don't mean shit because they're already in. What do they always do? They sit their star quarterback and their star runner. They sit their star players down. So whether they lose or win that game, it doesn't really matter. Unless it's a situation where they're undefeated and they want to keep it that way, and then they just take that chance, which is, a gamble, because if they get hurt, then it's like, shit, now our star running back is hurt. All over a game that meant nothing. So they sit them down. So win, lose, or draw, that game means nothing. They're already locked in. This is the way boxers are protected, where they'll give them soft touch fights. But we've seen soft touches go wrong, all right? We've seen cherry picks go, backfire. So it's not like you're going to automatically win because you cherry pick a fighter. But this is a business, man. And like I say, don't pay for the fucking pay-per-view if you don't like what the fighter's doing. Don't buy a ticket and go. Okay? But don't sit up and complain and piss and moan because you feel like you've been cheated when nobody made you spend your money except for you. But this is the part I've been telling you guys for the longest. You got to understand it's a fucking business, man. It is a business, and it will always be a business first. And when you guys are talking this bullshit about, but fighters in the back, they didn't do it for them, no bullshit. They all did it for the fucking money. You're full of shit, okay? They all did it for the money. It's the fact that the promoters dictated, this is who you're going to fight next, this is what's going to happen, and they made them. They put them in a position where they were doing things where these guys were fighting 100 times, 90 something fights, 100 something fights. These guys were fighting. What do you think they were doing it for? For free? Sugar Ray Robinson retired, okay? Became a Broadway actor, and that didn't work out for him. What did he do? Went right back to boxing. Of course, these guys, it's always been a business. You don't fucking go to college and all of a sudden you get the job you want to become your own boss and money's flowing in and you just decide, I'm going to go get my brains beat in for a fucking living. No, man, there's some shit you got to want. This is why people, they come into boxing, they make some money, and they realize that they can make a lot of money. And, they try to be careful with the fights that they end and they moving the right way. You don't put a guy in there with somebody because he looks spectacular in one fight, but yet you yourself doesn't really know how he's going to perform against certain fighters. So yeah, they move them till they get the confidence, but you also feel confident in your fighter. It's a process, y'all. Now, when somebody is clearly just not fighting the top guys, okay, and talking trash, well, it makes that person not on people's favorite list because it's like, man, you talking all this shit and you not fighting anybody. At the end of the day, though, okay, it's not like guys are just... You have guys that clearly don't want to fight anyone, but then you got guys that hold a title, they can fight, they prove they can fight, and they're still not fighting the top guys. The difference in that is, that this guy can compete and probably beat these guys. For some reason, he's just not, getting there with these guys. Okay? Maybe he's not as confident in himself as we are. But at the same time, they're in the same boat as far as you don't have to support what they do. And they'll get it at some point. Damn, you know what? Promoters get quick to want to blame the fighter. But it's the type of thing where, all right, he's our champion. We need to move him in a different direction. We need to do something different with this guy. We need to promote him better. Every promotion is not the same. Okay? Everybody don't think the same. Terrence Crawford, I hear people say he's a boring fighter. See, technical skills in boxing has been disrespected and thrown out the window by so many people that they just think that, they think that it's one of these things where nobody wants to see boxing anymore. They just want to see brawlers. You take a basketball player who can do all this fancy shit, right? do all these, spin around in the air shots and all that, right? But yet, he doesn't know when to pass the ball, right? He's not a good passer. He's not good at shooting free throws. He's not good at shooting jump shots. He's not a complete player, but he's flashy. And because of his flashiness, you're saying, yo, he could ball. Yeah, but he's not a complete player. And that's what you see with these fighters, man. A lot of them just don't get it. And I've been saying this for the past year, man. It is a fucking business first. It's a business first. If you can put yourself in a position where the people are paying you attention, okay? Not saying you got to go make a fool out of yourself, because I'm not a fan of that, for damn sure, but to just be where people can, they want to embrace what you're doing, that, okay? That you capitalize off of. Because once you lose your steam in this game, man, in this sport, it's hard to get it back. It really is, especially nowadays, because everybody's so fucking judgmental about every little aspect of someone's life, when all I'm doing is focus on the boxing, what's going on in the ring, what you're presenting to us. I'm not digging up personal things about people, but it's a business, y'all. So what Tim Bradley is talking about is the same things I've been telling you guys for the longest, man. So when you guys are talking about, oh, this guy's ducking that guy, I'm not making videos so we can sit here and just play duck, 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 goose. No, it's a purpose. There's a message in everything that I'm telling you. It's not just to make a video. So when I'm telling you guys, certain people are just not going to make it like others. Like when I use Errol Spence and Crawford, for example. What did I say to you guys? Half of you got it and half of you didn't. When I said most people feel that Terrence Crawford is better than Errol Spence. But Errol Spence is a bigger draw. Not saying he's no fucking superstar, because he's not. He's still a much bigger draw than Terrence Crawford. Nobody really remembers nothing Terrence Crawford did as a welterweight. Everything they talk about with him is at 140. They barely even, oh wait, who did he get the belt from in the first place at 140? They don't even remember this shit. Errol Spence, yet the guy who's the lesser fighter in people's minds got more belts and gets more attention. And unless this fight is, called off because of some legal situation dealing with Pacquiao, look at who got the Pacquiao fight. And so my point of what I'm saying, you heard Bob Arum say, Terrence Crawford can't fucking draw. I'm losing money on this guy. Okay, is that Aries saying that, or did you not hear Bob? That's Bob Arum saying that. Okay, and him and Crawford had words and all this stuff back and forth. Do different videos saying shit about each other in videos. But my point, if they don't find you to be marketable, they don't feel like you're somebody that people are going to get behind, why do you think people that have a whole country behind them wind up being popular in America? And you see them on so many pay-per-views? Because they have a whole country behind them. So not only do they have their whole country behind them, but for all the countrymen that's here in America, guess what? They're going to be the ones buying pay-per-views or going to the stadiums to go see the fights. So right here in America, like, look, Jermaine Franklin is a guy that's supposed to be fighting Dillian White possibly in September. Ask around in America, who's Jermaine Franklin? Oh, wait, I went to school with somebody named Jermaine. Didn't he play high school basketball? No, I'm talking about a professional fighter. Oh, I don't know. Nobody knows who the hell Jermaine Franklin is over here. Boxing in the States is not what it used to be. It's just not nearly as popular as it used to be. He's 20-0 with 13 knockouts, and nobody really knows this guy. So, what do you do to market him to make people want us? It's something that fighters got to understand and figure out, and their management team. But this is what I'm saying. I just wanted to play that. I wanted you guys to hear it from this guy, because he's co-saying the same shit I've been saying for the longest. And if boxers don't get their shit together, like I've been saying, somebody like Logan Paul and his brother Jake is smart enough to know, I can call this guy out. And if he accepts it, man, I'm going to make millions of dollars. As much as you hate it, you'd trade places with them if you could. And I dare one of y'all to sit here and say, no, I'd rather live from check to check and keep scratching my head playing lottery tickets than to go out there and be able to go out here and make money in one night, millions, and my life is just financially good. I ain't got no worries. I just got to be wise and smart about my decisions, how I spend my money and all that stuff, making investments. And this is the type of shit that a lot of people just don't see. So maybe you guys hearing it from Tim Bradley, maybe you have a better understanding of what I've been telling you guys. He's saying the same thing I've been telling you. But you guys got to understand that. You know, you guys don't know me from boxing. You know me from my YouTube channel. But I know what the fuck I'm talking about. And Tim Bradley, in this sense, same thing. Same thing. He's been there. It's a business first and it always will be. Understand. Whether you like it or not, I don't give a shit. That's not what I'm saying. My point of bringing the message to you is not because of how you feel about it. Oh, I don't care what they say in these boxers. No, that's not the fucking point. Grow up and understand what I'm saying to you. Okay? It's a business. You don't have to support what you don't like, though. But you got to understand. If it's not making dollars, it's not making sense. That's the way any business is ran. Okay? Especially any big multi-million-dollar business. You're not going to get people in that ring and fight whoever just because you want them to see them fight if the networks or people feel like, nah, I don't believe in that fight. Ask yourself this question. He brought up Shakur Stevenson. Everybody talks about how talented Shakur Stevenson is. Well, how come we don't really see him in any big fights? Why is everybody talking about Tank Davis versus Haney or against Lopez, right? Or against Ryan Garcia? But how come Shakur Stevenson's name doesn't come up in those conversations? Think about my point. So, anyway, people got to figure it out. Never fall in love with lies. Remember, the truth brings hate out of people, and I will catch y'all on the next video.